What's up, guys? My name is Ben Ephraim. This is NFL head coach. Today's episode, we are going to talk about 10 different receivers from the 2019 NFL Draft. Some I do like, some I don't. We're going to talk about the different criteria that I use to evaluate receivers, and let's get to it. So, first of all, I just want to say, my criteria, how I evaluate receivers. And a lot of these, a lot of the people on TV, analysts talking about receivers in the draft and other draft prospects, I feel like in receivers in particular, they're very uneducated, or not, I don't know, they don't talk in a way that they really seem like they know what they're talking about from a receiver standpoint. I'm currently playing receiver for my high school, and I feel like I know more than they do just based on how they talk about receivers. So, for example, when they talk about route running, they talk a lot about how good are their cuts, how clean are their cuts. That's not what route running is. Route running is a plethora of moves that a receiver can use at any time against any coverage in order to get open enough so that if the quarterback throws a somewhat accurate ball, they are in a good position to catch that ball. That is what good route running is. If you can get somewhat open that you can catch the ball, that's good route. You ran a good route because you were open and you caught the ball. And that it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how much separation you create. That's not what measures good route running. It's do you have the understanding to use different moves against different coverages to get yourself open enough so that you are in a good position to catch a football. So let's get right into it. With the 25th pick of the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens selected Marquise Brown. So Marquise Brown out of Oklahoma, what often comes to mind is speed. He's very fast, very athletic. That's why he was a first rounder. He shows a pretty good understanding of how to change his route against different coverages. He can beat you with speed. A lot of people, if they pressed him, he just beat them over the top with his speed because he's very fast. And I'm worried about, so the Ravens desperately need a receiver, right? So I'm worried, they don't have a veteran receiver really that's that good that is going to be able to teach Marquise Brown to become, to run routes like an NFL vet. And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about his development in the NFL. I don't think that there's really anyone on their roster that can really help him out all that much, at least right now. And I'm worried that he's going to have a lack of production this year because of it. I think that he can be a very good NFL wide receiver for a long time. He's very similar to his cousin Antonio Brown, actually. But I think he can have a long NFL career if the right pieces are put in place that he can develop the right way. With the 32nd pick in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots selected N'Keal Harry. So N'Keal Harry is very interesting. So he was a first rounder because of his athleticism. He's got a lot of size. He can make great contested catches over and over again. You see on his highlight film, he's making these amazing contested catches. The cornerback will be in near perfect position, and he'll make the catch anyway. N'Keal Harry just seems to make these contested catches time and time again. There's a reason for that, though. He never created any separation. He isn't that great of a route runner based on this. He can't create enough separation to get himself open enough to catch the football. Now, I'm worried that that's going to continue, especially against better competition in the NFL with professional cornerbacks, some of the best cornerbacks to ever play the game of football, that he will be going up against. And I'm worried that he's not going to be that good. unless he develops. I think the Patriots have the ability to develop him, but I'm not sure how much production he's going to have towards the beginning of his career. With the 4th pick in the 2nd round of the 2019 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers selected Deebo Samuel. I love this pick. I love Deebo Samuel. I think he's one of the best receivers in this draft class, and this is a very good receiver draft class, by the way. I think he fits the 49ers perfectly. He can be put all over the field in the slot. He can play on the outside, too. Kyle Shanahan is very offensive-minded. He knows how to use him. He's going to put him all over the place. He's going to get Deebo Samuel the ball. Samuel is a very good route runner, very quick, very athletic. He can make all these different types of catches. He can work out of the slot. He can work on the outside. He will beat you in one-on-one coverage. And I love that pick. With the 19th pick in the 2nd round of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans selected A.J. Brown. So A.J. Brown, I really like. I'm a little distraught that he went to the Titans because I think he's a very good player, but I don't know how much production he's going to be able to have with Marcus Mariota at quarterback. I don't know who their offensive coordinator is. They don't have an offensive-minded head coach. I'm worried. I'm worried for him because I think he's a great player. I don't know how much production he's going to be able to have in the NFL on the Titans at this point. He's a great route runner. In college at Ole Miss, he played a lot in the slot despite having, a good size, a good frame. And I think that says a lot about him because often slot receivers are some of the best route runners and short yardage guys in football. And I think that says a lot about him that he has the size to play on the outside. He has the athleticism to play on the outside, but they put him in the slot anyways because they think that that's where he fits best. I think he can learn to play on the outside, and I think he can be very effective on the outside. I think it would be wise for the Titans to start him out in the slot where he's comfortable, and maybe throughout the offseason they can mix him in on the outside a little bit. He's got great size, great hands. I really like his mentality. He grew up in the same small little town, actually, that Jerry Rice grew up in, and I think that's really interesting because a lot of some of the reason that Jerry Rice was so successful and his perfectionism was because of where he grew up and his experience with that, and I think that's interesting in terms of A.J. Brown. With the 24th pick in the 2nd round of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs selected Mecole Hardman. So this raises a lot of questions about, I'm sure you've all heard about the Tyreek Hill situation. If you haven't, he is in a lot of legal trouble for possible child abuse, and it is very uncertain that he may play football for at least the Chiefs again, and maybe not ever. Maybe he's suspended for a long time, but he does play again. We'll see what happens. But I think that it raises a lot of questions, and it definitely shows the uncertainty that the Chiefs organization has with that whole situation, because Mecole Hardman is basically drafted to fill that role of Tyreek Hill's if Tyreek Hill doesn't come back or if he's suspended for a long time or whatever happens. I think that it's really interesting because, Mecole Hardman and Tyreek Hill, there's a lot of similarities there. Mecole Hardman is this fast, athletic receiver. He is just that fit. He's that guy for the Chiefs. The Chiefs, over the years, even before Tyreek Hill, have been drafting those types of players to fit that certain role, and I think that they drafted him because of the uncertainty surrounding Tyreek Hill. That's all. Go watch part 2 when it drops. Thanks for watching. My name is Ben Ephraim. This is NFL Head Coach Culture.